I had suggested to you that I hear this as the end of the phrase. What's a strong...
I don't know if anyone is really prepared for this experience until you've done it. About 9 years ago, I began teaching online in the School of Music. In that time, there has been a dramatic and steady increase in student interest.
Jeff, can you tell me about the specific design? We talk about online versus resident instruction. I think that is an artificial boundary that's disappearing. I'm the dean of IST. We need not to keep reinventing the wheel over and over again. We need to share our experiences.
Students like flexibility. That's the generation that we're dealing with. 25 years ago, we couldn't have done these things, but now we have, and we have to keep up with the time.
Online learning is in a tremendous growth phase. You have the reach, the ability to engage students. Who would have thought 10, 15 years ago these technologies could support the entire course?
Anyone else?
We change according to the changing lifestyle of our students. I teach marketing and international business courses.
We were talking to people at the corporate level. I have to say I didn't expect teaching online to be as different as it is from the classroom. It's considerably different.
They called me up and they said, we want somebody to teach principles of marketing course. And I said, wow, I have never done anything at a distance. I said, it's a challenge, let me just take it over.
Let me know when you need my help. I can take a break just about any time.
My wife and I both teach online. The big surprise is that online teaching can consume as much time as you give it. You actually have to set limits.
I did my master's degree online, so I've been an online student. In the online setting, you've got to be a lot more precise, a lot more clear connections between the different materials and what you're trying to get across to the students. Global knowledge management.
So today we're going to be talking about home cooling. The course should show the personality of the instructor. I can't take it anymore. The way I put my fingerprint on this course is by way of caricatures. Throughout the course, the figure pops up and says, "Did you understand this? If you want to learn more, click here." Those caricatures are made with different outfits. And students love that.
I'm looking for you to identify the top 5 to 7 scholars, their themes.
I've taught online. I've been a student online.
How many people have a good handle on the data?
How do we shrink distance? How do we personalize learning?
Show me a hand if you feel comfortable.
The course can be tailored to the individual learner. There's no one-size-fits-all.
Okay, looks like we've got Melissa, Diane, Victoria, Joanne. Excellent.
Learners move at a pace that they're comfortable with.
We created a physical hacking lab because you have to learn offense in order to learn defense. We've started putting that program online. Interestingly, resident students wanted to use the virtual lab more than they wanted to use the physical lab.
Because you're not in a classroom setting, standing in front of a group of 20 students, the only way to actually test learning is through assignments. So every week you're grading 20 assignments. But at the same time, you've got a lot more freedom for timing, being able to plan in other aspects of your life.
Teaching online has been part of my life, but it doesn't take away from other activities in my family. I don't sit in front of my computer all day long.
In a typical day, I get up, go down to the gym and work out, come back and have breakfast, go up to my home office, work for several hours, grading papers, doing research, class announcements. Sometimes I take a nap. Afternoon, I'm back at it.
It's always good to have a certain flexibility. In syllabus, I say you can expect a reply within 24 hours. But, I mean, the truth of the matter is that most of us are probably responding much more often. But it's a really good gig. It's very satisfying. The real, shall we say, baptism came when I was asked to write the film music course.
Oh, the clefs are getting.
There really wasn't a textbook for that. Writing the text became a very all-consuming aspect of my life for about a year. Fortunately, some really fine instructional designers helped organize the rollout of the course.
I think we might want to delete that sentence.
When you can collaborate with an instructional designer,
Aggregating it.
Merging them, correct.
All right.
you feel a lot more comfortable.
It's worth 10 points. How about that?
Yes.
You can take more risk
Fold that.
and be more innovative.
Are they on together at the same time, or is it also one-on-one?
Initially, you might get a little uneasy feeling that, well, what's this instructional designer doing here?
I could copy the code in from here to here.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
But then when you see the kinds of changes they're making,
All right.
you go, I wish I'd thought of that.
The design team are very good on knowing what works and what doesn't work. We had one face-to-face meeting. This is what you need to develop. This is the support that can be provided. And then I just went off and did it. I was really trying to work out how you capture that classroom experience in an online format. I used PowerPoint with voiceover, quick and easy reference cards in effect.
Hofstede identified 4 dimensions,
And then voiceover helped to make that connection.
different types of knowledge.
I'm the content guy. I write the lessons in terms of recordings, in terms of film clips, and so forth.
If we can do this.
But I'm really dependent on the instructional designers to help shape the course the way it's delivered.
Maybe it's an interactive component that we actually build.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we could do that. I'm sure we could have.
Yeah.
We could have a full screen.
I think the best qualities of a well-authored course should have, one, interactivity with the students. So students interact with each other, students interact with the instructor. Second, the content should be rigorous and independent from the textbook and independent from the classroom presentations. Third, in some courses there has to be some group aspects involved. These students will never be the sole decision makers. They will be making decisions in groups. And finally, assessment tool, which is assessing the knowledge of students that they learn through this.
In an online class, all of the exams, all of the content, everything is done. I can shift from being director-producer
Now,
to being engaged with students. For people who are visual learners, I want to have video. For people who like to learn by doing, I like to have simulations and games.
All right. Great. Jennifer.
Teaching online in particular gives maximum flexibility.
Well, Jennifer.
You have synchronous communication like web conferencing and chat pods,
Okay, let's look at lesson 8.
and asynchronous communication like responding to email.
When they send their questions to the instructors, they almost want immediate feedback. That makes the process a little bit more challenging because there could be situations that you can't get back to them right away.
I actually choose to communicate with my students asynchronously. Whether it's email or if they do want to call you, that's absolutely fine. But they're all spread across the US or across the world. So as long as you have channels open, there won't be any actual learning experiences that one person might miss out on just because the time zone isn't right.
When you've got students asking challenging questions, you're not immediately on the spot. You've actually got time to think it through and perhaps do some research to give them the answers that they need.
Residential, online, hybrid, it doesn't matter anymore. It's about content, interaction, engagement.
If you're looking for a bit more freedom, then the online class is a way of achieving that.
This is so much of where our educational delivery is going.
You can either get out in front and lead the band or stand along the sidelines and wait for it to go by.
You don't have to sit on the fence. People should have zeal and enthusiasm to be lifelong learners.
I learned a lot. I think I'm a better teacher in the classroom because of my involvement with the World Campus and online delivery.
Be open, don't be intimidated, We need to learn and grow and be a student of our craft as we are asking students to be a student of theirs.